Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Down the Track podcast. Abrar Aziz, our usual co-host, is not here, so I'll be filling in for him. My name is Yusuf, and as always, we have on the other window Mustafa Ismail. How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing well, man. Some crazy innings, crazy games, crazy batting, lot of quality cricket today in the doubleheader.
Yeah, and this was the first of the two doubleheader days. We had two awesome matches, excellent run chases, entertainment all around, what the IPL promised. And considering I guess we already started the second half of the season, it's been a really entertaining one. And we'll discuss that further. But I think we should first start with the first match of the day, go into it, see what happened, break it down, and give our thoughts. What do you say?
Yeah, for sure. Let's go for it.
All right. So in the first match, we had the Rajasthan Royals who need a win to move up the ladder because they're in the bottom half of the table. Went up against RCB, who for me have been a surprise this season because it's like usually they're at the bottom of the league by at this time in most years, but they're doing well. They're in third place and they got out of jail with AB de Villiers' innings. He killed it, and I don't know why he's retired. What do you think?
Unbelievable innings, and he proved to everybody that number four is his spot. Like in the last game, they demoted him to six for some reason, because of data and
Yeah.
the weakness of playing leg spin and all that. But he threw all that out the window today. Unbelievable batting under pressure. They needed 60 of 24 balls. And in the penultimate over, I think they needed 35 of 2 overs, and he hit three sixes in a row to a nut cut. And that just turned the game into RCB's favor. He's a match winner. Can't believe he's retired from international cricket. South Africa missed him in the last World Cup. He's just unbelievable. And to do it at this age, not playing international cricket, then there was a lockdown. He hasn't played much cricket overall, and it's just sheer talent. What can you say? Like you can see everyone else is struggling here and there, but he's just striking it beautifully.
Yeah, I noticed. Like I saw some of his shots, and it's like he's playing as if he's on a different pitch. Even when the pitches have been slow, he's able to read the pace of the wicket really well, and he adjusts. And when he swings, it doesn't seem like he's hitting the ball exceptionally hard, but it travels. And it was just today there wasn't many scoops or uppercuts. It was just big pull shots down the ground. It was pure timing and power, and it was like fantastic to see the way he was playing. One of the best innings I've seen probably in this tournament.
Yeah, I think the main thing about him is, like you said, adapting to the conditions and timing. His timing is unbelievable. Today, yes, he probably wanted to prove a point, but at the same time, it's only him who could do that. Like on a slower pitch, playing like hitting 50 of 20 odd balls, it's not easy. But he waits for the ball. He knows exactly what the conditions are, and he has such a wide range of shots. So wherever you bowl to him, he knows that he has a shot there. If you bowl to the leg side, he'll pull you. If you bowl it full, he'll scoop you. He can hit you over extra
Yeah,
cover. He squeezed one past point today. Unbelievable
yeah.
shot for four. So he has a wide range, and that's just talent. Not nobody has that kind of range. And apart from that, yes, his timing also impeccable.
And I read something on Twitter where they were saying that AB de Villiers right now is in that zone where I think bowlers are afraid of him, and that plays to his advantage as well. It's like the minute he walks onto the pitch, he's got that presence about him, and that already gives him advantage, even though he doesn't need it. That's even like more salt in the wounds for the bowlers because they're already nervous bowling to him, and he just doesn't let go. Like apart from one or two matches, he's been fantastic.
Yeah, that's what he does because of his wide range. Wherever you bowl, he'll put you over. If he's in the zone, that's it. Yes, not every day he's going to hit. Like in the last game, he came down the order and he still had 3-4 overs, but he got out early. But if he's in the zone, he maybe needs a few balls to get in. But once he's in the zone and he's striking it like that, it's very difficult to get him out because wherever you bowl, he's going to hit you. Like even if you try for a Yorker, he'll try to scoop you. Like you need to be a bit lucky to get him out when he's in the zone.
And I think you have to get him out early on in the innings, maybe the first 5 or 10 balls. If he's set, it's very difficult to get him out.
Yeah, when he's
And
in this zone,
again,
especially he's in the form of his life. Even though he's at the end of his career, it's just unbelievable. He's playing better than last IPL for sure.
and for RCB's sake, he needs to continue this form because for the first time in a while, they have a chance to reach the playoffs and quite comfortably because they're third now, or they might be even second.
The third, yeah.
But they're third, yeah. Okay, so he's central to them going deep into the playoffs, and if he keeps playing like this, there's no reason Bangalore can't proceed. And while AB was at the end of the innings, surprisingly at the beginning of the match, Robin Uthappa opened the innings, and he came into a bit of good form and he was playing some brilliant shots. Like some of those cover drives, very good timing. So, what are your thoughts on the Rajasthan batting?
I think the
It
first
was a
innings,
good. It was a good total. It was a good total.
yeah,
To be honest,
it was
170 is not bad.
it was a good total, but I feel like, I mean, like, I wanted Uttapa to open the innings because I felt like he could exploit the power play. He's a very experienced opener, but I would want to see him with Butler because I just feel Stokes is an amazing finisher. Butler, I think Butler and Uttapa get going, they can hit like 80, 90 runs in the first 7, 8 overs. So I would have liked to see that. Stokes is an unbelievable player. He can bat anywhere, but I think Rajasthan needs someone to finish off the innings, and Butler can play that role as well. But I just feel Stokes is that guy. So yeah, but apart from that, I think Smith finally came to the party with the bat. That he played
Good
his
innings, good
yeah,
shots.
yeah, and he played his natural game. Like he was trying too much before, trying to hit like trying to swing wildly. But today
Mm-hmm.
he played his natural game. He anchored the innings and some good shots there, cricketing shots. So he played well. Samson again threw away his wicket. Look, he was looking good, and
Yeah.
he threw away his wicket. Stokes, Butler, both were settled, but then they gave away the wicket. They need one of these guys to go big. They need somebody to make like an 80, 90 to win a game. But apart from that, it was a decent batting performance. But I think I give a lot of credit to Chris Morris. I think he's probably the key player in terms of winning the tournament for RCB. We've seen AB go crazy previous years. We've seen Kohli go crazy in previous years. Yes, you need that to go to the playoffs, but to win a tournament, you need a bowler at the depth, which RCB didn't have. And he's good with the depth at the bat as well. We saw in the previous game he hit a few sixes. So I think Morris's contribution to this team, if he's playing like this, it's a huge, huge role. And to take 4 wickets, and like, if this was like a last year, RCB might have conceded 200, but Morris at the depth was unbelievable again. Like I said, picking up 4 wickets and well supported by Chahal and the spinners. But yeah, I think Morris will play a key role going forward in this tournament for RCB.
Do you think RCB? I'll just ask you a question about Samson after this. But do you think RCB has been the most well-rounded they've been in years? Because like their bowling attack is pretty stacked. They have Washington Sundar who can bat. They have Chahal. They've got Udana. They've got Morris. They struggle a bit when Mohammad Siraj is in the team. But to me, this is the most well-rounded bowling attack they've had in a long time. And of course, their batting is also pretty balanced. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I think 2 things. I think the pitches are suiting their bowlers more, and also I think they're stepping up to the plate. They had this team before as well. Last year they had this team, but I think their bowlers are stepping up to the plate. I think Saini is evolving as an Indian pace bowler, and that support
Very
is
good,
giving.
very good.
Yeah, and that support is giving Morris, like, previously they had Umesh Yadav, he leaked a lot of runs, Siraj leaks runs here and there. But I think these two are now peaking at the right time for them. So I think that makes a difference. They always had quality players, but every team has a weakness, and their weakness was death bowling. But when you have players stepping up, that kind of covers the cracks. So I think that was very helpful. And even with Chahal has always been good for RCB, but he didn't get the support. Washington Sundar is now giving the support because he has a proper role. He has to play a ball in the power play, and he does it magnificently. Even with the batting, they have Padikkal contributing. I think that takes a lot of pressure off Kohli and AB with the bat. Yes, today they played vital roles, both of them. But I think throughout the tournament, we've seen Padikkal give really good starts. So that gives some pressure, takes pressure off. So he's been a vital cog in that team as well. But yes, it's just players around these 2 amazing players in AB and Kohli. All the other players are stepping up, contributing in each game. I think that's the main thing for RCB this year, because they've had this team before. It's just they weren't clicking.
Yeah, and I think they finally clicked, and this is their run, and they're on a good run. And it's not like a hot streak where they win 5, 6 in a row and they'll collapse, which they've done in the past. I think they've lost to Punjab in the middle, and then they've won a few here and there. So I think it's a more consistent performance by them, in the sense that they're showing that they have the stability to go on. It's not like a hot streak and then they suddenly fall off.
Yeah,
so I think
they've only lost to Punjab. They played twice and they lost twice. But the first game, yes, there were cracks there. But I think the second game against Punjab, there was a tactical issue, sending AB down. And today it proved that this guy, he needs to bat at number 4. He's the world's best. It doesn't matter what data says. So if they just stick to their guns, they'll have a good chance. Of course, any team can lose. But right now, they have that unit. They have players in form. So they need to back their strengths. They shouldn't try too much unless it's a game where closer to the playoffs where they need to rest someone. Apart from that, they don't need to try anything. They just need to stick to their plans.
And just a point on Sanju Samson, I remember watching him in the first three games of this tournament, and he scored a beautiful 89 or around that score in one of the matches when him and Tetwatia chased down the target. And I think ever since then, he's been very inconsistent. And I told you at that point that, oh, why isn't Samson in the team? It's like he's amazing. Like he's so elegant. He's got timing. And then, unfortunately, just a point was that as this tournament has progressed, you kind of see why the Indian selectors don't take him in the national team because there's so much talent. But I don't know what happened. He's literally on and off. I don't know what happens to him.
Yeah, I think kind of like a Rohit Sharma initially in his initial years, where Rohit Sharma so much abundance of talent, but then since the last couple of years, you've seen Rohit Sharma's consistency unbelievable, and Samson needs to reach that level if he wants to play for India. Otherwise, you can't. You need to be consistent. You have the talent. It'll take him another few years, I think, but he needs to get that mindset and understand that he has the talent and not throw away his wicket. Instead, rotate the singles and everything, and then he can play his natural shots later because he has that talent to hit every ball for a boundary. So yeah, I think it's a more of a mind game for him, and he needs to strengthen that aspect of his game.
And do you think Rajasthan Royals should be in a higher position that they are in the tournament, or do they deserve to be where they are? Considering their team and their performance,
the way they're playing, they deserve to be where they are. But yes, in terms of their team, I felt that they would make the playoffs. Yes, they have four foreigners who are better in probably different kind of conditions, but these guys can play anywhere. You have Butler, you have Archer, you have Smith, and you have Stokes. These are the best T20 players in the world right now. They can play in
and
any
Archer
pitch.
has been doing so well. Archer has been doing so well in this tournament.
Yes, unfortunately, Stokes didn't play every game, but still, they have the best foreigners in this tournament. If you look at the current T20 situation, but they're just not clicking. I think even Smith, his captaincy hasn't been great today. Like giving Unadkat that second last over, I think he should have given it to Archer. When you know AB's at strike, that wicket can change the whole game. If Archer got AB, the game was almost done. So I think he got that. You need to take risks like that. So captaincy has been an issue, and their foreigners have not been clicking with the bat. Like they haven't won games. Apart from Archer, like he's been performing, but even Archer, he doesn't get the support with the ball. He's one guy. If you look at Delhi, Rabada is amazing, but who does he have to support? Nokia. He has Nokia who supports him in the death and with the new ball. But Archer doesn't have that support. So I think the bowling is a weakness. I am surprised, but bowlers do win you matches, they win you tournaments. So I think the bowling is an issue. Even the spin department is not the greatest. They're not the most experienced. I think that's an issue as well. But overall, yes, I expected them to win more games. I still feel they can win more games. I don't know if they'll qualify for the playoffs, but with those four players, yes, you expect a bit more out of them. You see in flashes like Butler playing those scoops. You've seen Stokes with the bat, with the ball in the field. We've seen Archer bowl amazing. Smith, when he wants to put his mind to it, he can do it, but they need to be more consistent for sure.
Fair enough. Do you have any other points on this match that you wish to discuss? Kohli, maybe, like, how do you think he's doing? He has his ups and downs as a star, but he's been decent, I think, in the last few matches.
He's showing consistency. Like sometimes he struggles to find the boundary, but then he rotates the strike. And if he has somebody like AB, I think it's the perfect foil. So there's no issues there. Yeah, he might want to score one or two boundaries more, but he's been in good form. And running between the wickets, he's been excellent. And I think if he has somebody like AB at the other end, it's the perfect foil. And for me, the player of the match, there's no question, AB de Villiers.
Yeah, without a doubt. Let's move on to the next match. So the second match of the day was Delhi versus Chennai. And I think for the second time in a row, Chennai batted first after batting second for the previous all their matches. So just give us a brief recap of the first innings. Started with a very surprising choice of Sam Curran to open. Didn't work out. He got out in 3 balls for a duck. But then du Plessis and Watson, the old guard, kind of stabilized them. And I think 179 in Sharjah, considering that the pitches are slowing up across the UAE, maybe it was a par-ish kind of score or competitive. But in the end, it wasn't enough. But what do you think of the Chennai batting innings?
Yeah, I think Sam Curran, they tried him in the last game against Sunrisers. He worked. He hit 30 of 18 balls. Today he got out early, but he didn't waste any balls. So I think it's okay. Because if he does get off to a flyer, it's an advantage for them because they need to up the rate. When Faf and Watson open, they both take time. So I think Curran is a good choice to open. But apart from that, yes, Faf and Watson, they built the innings and they got a good finish with the Raidu and Jadeja both striking the ball really well. And both had strike rates above 150. So I think they finished the game, the batting well. The problem with CSK in this game was their fielding. They dropped Shikhar Dhawan 4 times. Before I praise him, I mean, it was a wonderful innings, but I think that's where CSK lost the game. They need to improve their fielding. Everyone was shocked, even me, that Jadeja bowled the last over with 2 lefties on strike with
Yeah,
16-17 required. But we found out later, as Dhoni said, that Bravo was injured. He wasn't fit.
yeah,
So that's another
yeah,
concern for CSK because of their dad's army. Like you want to say, they might have more injuries. But also, like the main thing is their fielding. They need to pick that up. Their batting, I felt it was decent today, but their
yeah,
fielding let them down. Like Sam Curran's second last over bowled brilliantly to
yeah,
keep them in the game. But yeah, I think
yeah,
the fielding
yeah.
let them down.
I think the Delhi bowlers are mostly expensive, but Akshar Patel has been like a surprise package in this tournament. He seems to be bowling very well. He's been economical. Maybe he hasn't been amongst the wickets as much, but he's a key for them in the middle overs.
That's
He
a great
doesn't
point.
uh, he doesn't
That
come in the power play like Washington Sundar, but when he comes in, he's been really good for them.
That's a great point. I think the whole tournament, like today, again under 6 runs his economy, and then he came and hit
5.8, yeah,
yeah, and then he hit 3 sixes in the last over when the 17 was required. So he's the
yeah,
unsung hero. Like he's the unsung hero. He's doing the dirty job, the dirty work which is required in the game, and he's doing it wonderfully. I think he has a set role. If needed, he'll bowl in the power play as well. But I think he's sticking to the plans, and he's been a wonderful addition for Delhi Capitals.
yeah. And today, surprisingly, Delhi's 2 fast bowlers, Rabada picked up 1 wicket, Nokia 2. They got wickets, but they were very expensive. They're averaging combined maybe around 10 runs and over, which is unlike them, which got Chennai to their score.
Yeah.
But I think today it was all about the chase. And Shikhar Dhawan, while Prithvi Shaw collapsed early again, he scored back-to-back ducks. I don't know what's happening. Very weird shots that he's playing. I don't know what he's doing, but I think he needs to be a bit more settled. But the old guard, Shikhar D, he came in and he anchored the innings.
Yeah, absolutely amazing innings. Some of his shots were exquisite. Like he timed one over long on. That was beautiful to watch. I
Yeah,
think he's in the last few games he's found his own. Now he's done something different. He's worked on his fitness during the lockdown, I think, and he
yeah,
struggled in the beginning parts of the tournament. But the main thing with him now, he's striking the ball well at a high rate. Like he was consuming too many balls in the beginning of the tournament, and that was an issue. And but now he's striking it at a good rate. And on top of that, a player like this is required in these kind of conditions because as the pitches slow down, you need somebody like a Shikhar Dhawan who has the ability to hit, but at the same time he can rotate the strike and keep the scoreboard ticking. And he's a good player of spin. So I think he's a vital cog to this team as well, Shikhar Dhawan, and because. You see other teams sometimes they open a struggle against the spin, but Dhawan plays it beautifully. So I think going forward, he'll play a key role. And I'm very surprised, like the consistency he's shown in the last 3-4 games has been wonderful to watch.
definitely. And scoring 100 with a strike rate of 174 is a big deal, considering his age and experience and everything. That meant he didn't rest on his laurels. He was always busy at the crease, and his shots, some of those flick shots, his trademark extra cover drives and cuts, they were just beautiful to watch.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
What do you think about the situation with Rishabh Pant? Do you think he'll come back into the team if he's fit? Because Rahane, while he's providing
100%, 100%.
because on paper, Rahane looks like, oh, it's Ajinkya Rahane, right? It's like he'll add stability to any team, but I don't feel he's contributed enough, and Alex Carey hasn't had that impact yet.
No, the reason Alex Carey is there is because Pant is out, and so when Pant goes out, he takes Hetmeyer with him because you don't have a keeper then. So once he's fit, he'll come back because Rishabh Pant is he's the core of this team. They're building the team around him. Shaw as well, so he will come back 100%. I think Rahane has been he's a good signing for these pitches, yes, but he hasn't clicked today. Unfortunately, it was a good shot but a crazy catch. But yes, I think when Rishabh Pant is back, he'll 100% play.
And just looking at the tournament overall, you have Mumbai, you have Delhi, and you have Bangalore. These are your top 3. The positions might change. This is my opinion. I think 4th is still up for grabs. Are you of the same opinion at this point in the tournament that the top 3 are kind of confirmed? Maybe not the order, and then 4th is still up for grabs? Or do you think someone can push from below in the second half of the table up to even 3rd place? Or do you think that the other top 3 teams are too good and they're not going to drop that many points?
Right now, it's difficult. If that's going to happen, it needs to start from tomorrow. Punjab need to beat Mumbai, and that's
Yep.
where it has to start. But apart from that, yeah, I think the top three teams look settled. You never know with the IPL if they go on a streak. It could happen, but right now the top three look settled, and top four, the fourth place is all to play for tomorrow. SRH play KKR. KKR is on fourth, SRH is on fifth. I think important game. It could go either way. Both teams not in form. But I think, yeah, there's KKR trying too much. SRH still have a plan. It's just not clicking for them. Like Warner, Bairstow, like when they do click, they will win games. Rashid Khan, when he clicks, they will do win games. I think they have a problem in their death bowling, but that's with Bhuvi's injury, you can't do much. But SRH have
Yep.
more of a set plan. But I think KKR, they're trying too much. They have quality players. They can win games. Russell's form is an issue as well. So I think that game will be a close encounter, but yeah, let's see how that goes. And for the Mumbai Punjab game, Mumbai looked the best team, I think, right now in the tournament. Like you said, they're probably confirmed for the playoffs. I don't see anyone going past Mumbai and Delhi, like at least until the playoffs. Then anything can happen there. RCB with today's win probably set the tone as well for third place. But yes, Mumbai Punjab. I think Punjab they have a really good team. They can beat anyone on their day, but they're just like losing games out of nowhere. Even the game that they won recently, they almost lost that. So it'll
Yeah,
be
it went down to the last ball or the last.
yeah.
Yeah, they went down to the last ball.
I mean, it looks difficult to beat Mumbai now, but I'm just backing Punjab because I think they do have firepower, and it'll make the tournament more interesting if they do win.
100%. The IPL is always known for making things interesting, doing things when you least expect it. So I think we're going to have a good couple of games. I think
For sure.
important games in the picture of fourth and fifth. And also, we need Punjab to kind of open up the tournament. Otherwise, I guess you're right. The top three is confirmed. Do you have a guess or your pick for number four? Who do you think is going to end up number four if you want to take a guess at this point?
It's very difficult. I would have said Rajasthan, but they're just not clicking. It could be anyone. I'll back SRH because I like that team, but I think Rajasthan, even Chennai have a chance with Dhoni, but I don't know. They're not winning as well. It could be any of the four, to be honest with you. It could be any of the four, but whoever wants to do it, they need to get on a run because right now they're losing the games. It's just the top four winning, the top three teams winning every game. All the bottom five are losing. So one team needs to go on a streak. It could be any team.
All right, great. And do you want to discuss anything else about today's matches? Any points that you want to bring up?
No, I think perfect. Lovely day of cricket. Some high quality batting, some good bowling, poor fielding, good fielding. It's been a mixed bag, but I think we saw a lot of entertainment today. It's a lot of fun. Can't wait for tomorrow.
Great, man. Awesome episode. Great day of cricket. Looking forward to another day of awesome cricket. We have two matches, as we said, and we hope to see you guys after those games tomorrow, and hope you guys have a great day.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Take care and have a good night.
You too. Take care.
Thank you.